Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids, and Primal Shards are live in the game. We're going to be talking about that in today's video. Actually, let me make my face cam bigger. Something I've been doing. I don't know. This is like the done thing these days. Got to be even bigger. I was recording a video on Sun Wukong in Hydra. Stay tuned for that coming a little bit later. Hopefully, did my Hydra key get used? It did. Okay, good. So it is going to work. Great. Um, but Primal Shards have arrived in game. First thing you obviously will probably care about, there is a free, where is it? I don't know. This one. No, not this one. Oh, it's here somewhere. Here it is. Primal Shard. There we go. Primal Shard gift. It's set for 4 days, and you can grab this and get 2 whole Primal Shards. That's right. That is right. 2 whole Primal Shards. One on the first day, some energy multi-balls the next day, and then another Primal Shard on day 3. I think it costs 50k silver to summon them, so that's not really going to help. We're going to grab that. I would recommend, if you're going for the fusion, or if you're going to be pulling sacred to save this Primal Shard, do not use it today. Reason is there is going to be a champion chase tournament tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow there's going to be a champion chase tournament. And this is something that's sort of interesting about these shards. So we're going to talk about how you get these shards in a second, which is exceptionally, like, I can't believe it. It's so bad. But how would you use these shards? Well, if you look at the drop chances, primal shards are basically the same as an ancient or void shard, but with a 2x event. It's basically a permanent 2x ancient or 2x void in terms of your chance to get champions. I guess more accurate to say it's like a 2x ancient, seeing as there's no void champions in there, but it works basically the same. Think of when you see primal shard, when you see a primal shard, think ancient shard. That would be my advice. Seeing as though it has this basically permanent 2x event built into it, and we don't know anything about any primal 2x events or 10x events coming, they might do something like that eventually, but I think it's going to be quite a long way away. I think there's going to be at least a few months of just leaving them at really bad value and no extra events, and people will just buy them anyway because it's new and they want mythicals because they're new. You should hold on to these and use these for whatever sort of champion chase tournaments you're going to struggle on. Also, we don't know what they're going to give for Summon Rush. They might be really good for Summon Rush as well. So that'd be my advice. Hold on to them. It's not going to do too much for you. I think these are going to be extremely scarce. You're not going to have many, but at the very least, double dip and get something extra out of saving them for that sort of event. So that would be what I'd recommend. We might pull this one here. You know what? I will pull this one here for today's video because I don't really care about it tomorrow. And just for the sake of having it, pop and be interesting, let's go. We get a mythical. We got a rare. Shocker. There we go. Mythical, our first one, and it's a rare champion. Personally, I think a lot of people are extremely angry that there's rare champions in this. For me, it depends. I think it's right to be angry about it at the moment because of how scarce they're making them. They're super, super scarce right now. For me, though, again, it's the same as an ancient. It's the same as a void in terms of the chances, but with a permanent 2x event built in. So if you're fine with ancients and voids in 2x events, you should be fine with primals. That being said, that's depending on if they give you enough primal shards, which right now they straight up they don't. So that's why it's a problem. It's because they don't give you enough primals. But if they gave you enough, so I would say what would be enough? Probably about, you should get as many primals as you do get void shards, I would say, seeing as there's an extra, like, the mythical chance in there. So I think that's sort of fair. But we're miles off that, so that's going to be a big problem for the next while. How do you get these? Well, as of right now, I believe the only source in game is from the Hydra Clash, and you do not get many at all. So if you look at the best possible chest, if you come first place in Hydra Clash, and you get 650 million plus points, which is really difficult. Every single week, you can get 30 to 75. So let's average it out. I actually don't know that it might be more weighted towards 30 than 75. Let's be generous. Let's assume it's sort of equal probability throughout the whole thing, which is probably unlikely. Let's say 50 on average. So every 2 weeks, if you max out Hydra Clash, which is not going to happen most likely, you get 1 primal shard for every 2 weeks of Hydra Clash. This is obnoxiously low. It is absolutely ridiculous. And guess what? If you come down to the next best chest, the gilded chest, it's 20 to 50. So that's more like it's probably going to take you 3 weeks to get one single primal shard from Hydra Clash. This is almost nothing. This is so low. It's absolutely minuscule. This is the most rare shard in the game as of right now. So yeah, needless to say, that's absolutely terrible. It's really not worth it. We have another source right now. Well, I mean, not worth. You basically just do Hydra stuff as normal, and you will very slowly amass almost no. Oh, spoiler for my Wukong key. You will amass almost no primal shards from doing Hydra Clash, but you'll get some. But it's basically nothing. There's a tournament as well. Let me show you this real fast though. I would say, how should this be? This should be probably multiplied, probably by at least 10, right? It probably should be about 10 times this much. If you come first place with the top chest, which is hard to do, really hard to do in Hydra Clash, you should be getting 3 to 7 primal shards a week, I would say. Like full shards, 3 to 7 full shards. Or then 2 to 5 full shards per week. Seems fairly reasonable as well. I think if you're getting 2 to 5 per week, you're getting say between 10 and 20 per month from Hydra Clash. I think that would feel pretty good. You'd have a good chance to go in and start pulling with the low chances built in. But yeah, I think as it is right now, I'd say it's off by about a factor of 10. It is possible that this Great Void clan boss could be coming and that it will drop a more consistent source of primal shards and of primal tomes. As far as I am aware, there's no way to get primal or mythical, excuse me, mythical skill tomes right now. I don't think there's a way to do it. So that's going to be a big problem. What else do I have here that's free? One sec. Why not claim my a daily mini pack? Okay, there we go. Get rid of that. I think you can buy stuff in the bank. Yeah, you could buy a single tome for 50 bucks, same as a legendary skill tome. This is a terrible. In case anyone doesn't know this, you should never buy anything from here. I mean, to put it in, I think in terms of their typical pack offers, which they would sell in the limited special offer section, right? I think a legendary skill tome is typically worth, is it like $1.50 or maybe maximum $3.50? Like they're really not worth much. So they're massively, massively overpriced here. It's interesting that a mythical pack is being sold, or mythical tome is being sold for the same as a legendary tome. So that gives us some hope that in terms of if you're a spender, you'll get some decent pack offers. But if you're free to play, it is looking fairly dodgy. But I don't know. If it's as difficult to book a mythical as a legendary, that's actually not too bad. If that's how it goes, I don't think it will. But if that's how it goes, hey, look, it's okay. You're going to have less mythicals than legendaries. So that gives some hope. But yeah, it's a bit ridiculous. I think you can buy. Oh my God. Is this a single one? No, 5. You can buy 5 primal shards for 50 US, so 10 US dollars each. Again, that's nuts. If we imagine, and like I said, look at a primal shard like an ancient shard. You see primal, you think ancient, okay? Ancient shard is worth $1.50, so charging $10 is absolutely nuts. Can you buy over here? Oh my, well, they actually sell an ancient shard now, albeit with some gems as well, for $10 here too. So this comes with silver. This comes with, okay, so it's a bit difficult to compare because it comes with gems. You can get 6 ancients for $50. So like they're really overpricing here, but that's including gems as well. So it's hard to make an exact comparison. Yeah, it's hard to make an exact comparison. Get 3 voids. This gives again, possibly then when it comes to the offers and stuff like that, maybe it's not going to be so bad. Like the void pack seems more expensive. 3 voids and a bunch of gems for $70. I don't know. So it does seem possible that they're not going to sell these for crazy amounts when it comes to actual like real limited offers that people would buy. Huh. But certainly if you want to come in and you want to get this stuff for free, it's no place to get primal. It's pretty miserable. There is there is a tournament here. There is a tournament. I think it's actually an event. Yeah, the champion training event, which has just popped, and this does have a primal shard as a reward. 12,000 points. Again, think of this as an ancient shard. Is it worth going up to 12,000 points to get just an ancient shard? No, it's not. It's really not. So this is pretty terrible. That being said, if you are going to go all the way up to the legendary skill tome, which for me is quite valuable, free to play, it's a big grind to go up and get there. But if you're in a position to be able to, like if you're going for the fusion, typical fusion event like this, if you're going all the way up for the fragments, if you're able to push up further for that skill tome, the essence is quite nice as well. You know, that's kind of worth it because unless you're buying those skill tomes, it's really difficult to get these. Like clan boss is basically your only source. So this is quite nice. Going a little bit further and getting a primal shard, that's a little bit of fun. You know, you might get a mythical. It's a 0.5% chance, but you know, it can be sort of fun to go for that and it's shiny and it's new. So maybe, but you know, apart from just, oh, I want to do it because it's a bit of fun and shiny and it's new, is that worth going for? Objectively, obviously not. Like it's really not worth it. So yeah, that's sort of the initial look at these primal shards in game. They are pretty shocking. Now, another thing to touch on is the mercy system. We talk about how important it is to play around the mercy system. The mercy system is fairly different in a pretty bad way. So it will start building up for legendaries early, but very slowly. Like if we compare ancients, so your ancient mercy system doesn't kick in until 200 summons, but it goes up by 5% for each one. So by the time you've hit, by the time you've hit 220 summons, you've got a bonus to 100%. So it's guaranteed at 220 summons. Let me actually write this down. So an ancient equals 100% Lego at 220 pulls, right? And that starts at 200. So it really increases. It's between that 200 and 220 mark that the legendary often comes. For a primal shard, you're going to have a 100% chance of Lego at, well, let's work it out. So you're going to get an extra 1%. So you start with a 1% baseline. So you need 99 pulls. So what's that? Like 75 plus 99 at 174. At 174 pulls. So compared to the ancient in that sense, your chance to get a legendary, the mercy system is actually a little bit nicer in that sense, so it will kick in sooner. So that will help somewhat, but that's really offset by how incredibly scarce these seem to be. Now, the mythical summon is, again, quite brutal. After 200 summons without a mythical, so that mirrors the legendary from Ancients, but it only goes up by 1% instead of 5%. So, again, for Primal, 100% chance of mythical is going to be at, well, it's at 300 pulls, isn't it? Or 299 is all. It's so close it might as well be. But you can go all the way up to 300 pulls, which is obviously much worse than ancients. And seeing as they're so obnoxiously rare right now, like how long would that take you? Like if you're getting hang on. So if we're getting one primal, man, let's say one primal per 3 weeks from Hydra Clash. Okay, and we need 300 pulls. So three weeks, so 900 weeks divided by how many weeks are in a year? It's, well, what is it? I've forgotten. 50 something. If I divide by 7, is it 52? Yeah, 52. It would take you, well, 17.3 years to hit Primal Mercy. That's a fun stat, isn't it? 17.3 years. I think this illustrates for me just that the Hydra Clash stuff is way undertuned. Like even if I talked about doing it by a factor of 10, even 1.73 years, that's pretty insane, right? Even if we increase it by a factor of 10, like I was talking about. So yeah, that's pretty shocking. We really need another massive source of primals, like really massive, to make them effective. But yeah, the mercy system is certainly it's interesting. I would say if they gave us these primals in like a reasonable way, which looks unlikely now, if they did, they'd be a pretty fun shard. It'd be a pretty fun shard if they gave you, you know, a good few of them. Even 20 per month, it becomes all right. You know, you're building up a good mercy system for legendaries. You've got a good chance then to get legendaries from these primals. That'd be all right. And there's always that mythical chance in there. But as it is right now, with one every 3 weeks more likely is what you're getting, it's just ridiculous. So that really needs to change. We'll see what they do. But like I said, this Hydra Clash thing is the rewards from this Hydra Clash are clearly so undertuned that my faith that they'll give you a reasonable amount of these is really gone. Yeah, maybe You know, I can understand that they want to make them much more scarce and they will be sold over, even when these limited offers come in. They should initially be way overpriced because that's obviously what Plarium's going to do. They did the same thing with Soulstones, and then Soulstones have started coming in cheaper now that the newness has worn off. So we could expect that the price they'll sell these for will drop down. But like a lot of people aren't spenders and shouldn't be spenders. So it's really for me about how many can you get without spending anything. That's sort of my measure. So yeah, I think that the price they'll sell them for looks like it might turn out okay, but the amount you get for free looks to be just shockingly bad. It's all about. I mean, if you think about it, if we looked at just void shards and we excluded Demon Lord, it'd be pretty miserable. Or Soul Stones without Hydra would be again pretty miserable. Those two things, Hydra is the best source of Soul Stones. Demon Lord is the best source of shards by miles and books. So there is perhaps some hope here that this will be actually a really good source of primal stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Right. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm sure everyone's angry about this. So let me know. We can rage together, huh? Yeah. We'll see. That's how primals are right now. So again, my advice would be just save them for champion chaser, possibly summon rush events to try boost those up a bit. And as it stands right now, don't expect really to get any. It's all about waiting for what this clan boss is going to be, and will that actually give us some? And hope that they up the Hydra Clash. Give them your feedback. Tell them the Hydra Clash is dumb. I'm obviously passing that on, and let's see if we can change things. See you next time. Bye.